Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a little review / tutorial on a Lightpad. This is a Lightpad I got off of Amazon for, I believe it was about $25. It's not a name brand or anything. Came in this little box and I think the name was Tic Tac, but there's some directions and it looks like they sent some tracing paper. And then it comes with the power cord, and it was in this foam packaging to keep it from getting damaged. So it's super thin, way thinner than I thought it was, almost to the point where I keep it in the packaging. It's really nice and light. There I'm showing you how thin it is compared to my finger. And so the power cord is a USB to mini USB. The cord is also a good length. On the back here it has 4 little grippies so that it doesn't slide, putting it on a surface. So I ran into my bedroom and got a USB wall adapter. It did not come with this. I had one laying around from my iPhone, or you can buy them pretty cheap at Walmart. So here I'm just playing with the touch power button, and you can hold the button so you can get different levels of brightness. I really like it. And then it's also measured in centimeters. I probably won't use the measurements that often. So to start off, my first tutorial on how to use a Lightpad is tracing from a book or magazine. And this was a little greenhouse book I had, and I love this picture in here and I thought it was cute to make a watercolor painting of. So I started tracing it, and I did not trace every single part of the picture. I just got the main components that I liked best. So I traced it with a pencil and then using the tracing paper. And then I went over the tracing with my micron to darken up the lines. Then I bring out my watercolor paper, and this is 140-pound paper, so it's pretty thick. And I was worried about it not showing up, but as you can see, it shows through just fine. As long as you have it on the bright setting, you can see perfectly. So then I just continue to lightly trace my tracing onto the watercolor paper. And I don't want to make too deep of marks so that way it doesn't damage the paper. So here is the finished sketch onto the watercolor. And the next thing you can use the Lightpad for is tracing from your own sketches. So this is a sketch I did in my sketchbook that I loved. I just scanned it and copied it so it's on a piece of copier paper. I did it in black and white, and it may look like it doesn't show up, but once you put that watercolor paper on, it shows through just fine. So then I just started tracing my sketches onto the watercolor paper. And again, I'm doing it lightly because I'm going to use watercolors over this. This Lightpad was part of a recent haul video I did in my backyard, so if you haven't seen that video, I suggest you check that out because I got some other goodies you might like to see. And you're not going to see the finished piece on this one because when I recorded it, it was later at night. So this is the final picture of it, and I would show it now, but I've actually already started painting it. So another way you can use it is tracing from a photo. So this is my current profile picture. I made it black and white and printed it off just on copier paper, and I started lightly tracing it onto my watercolor paper. This picture was a little difficult to trace just because of how dark the background is and how part of my face is in shadow, so you can't see the defined lines very well. But I was just using this as an example of how you can trace a photo and how you can mark out shadow areas, and you can see the finished piece is still has enough information for you to paint a picture from. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. And then the last way that I came up with that you can use the Lightpad is for things like reflections. And in this first part I do an eye for an example. So I just draw an eye, and I'm sure you're familiar with, you know, you draw one eye good but then the other eye looks wonky. I do the right side, I traced it on the tracing paper, I got out my Lightpad, and then I flipped the tracing paper over. You gotta remember to flip it so that it shows the reflection. And then I traced it over, and you can see it's a pair of eyes and they both look exactly the same. And here is the same process I used to create this circular design, which is AKA a terrible mandala. I was just trying to come up with something really quick as another example. Hey there, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button, and you should check out my last video. Also, click my face to subscribe because I have some cool stuff coming you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!